Me are very, very okay.
Sophia, child.
What's it?
Medibone.
I got me now cross out.
Fear for when you want to what is.
I just sleep on there. So, our Emma, so net, Emma, so snap, socket. Trusted by blood.
This March, we invite you to splash in the pool of cultural expressivity and soak yourself in the celebration of indigenous authenticity in our Heritage Month. Join us for the Heritage Month launch on Friday, February 28th, as we kick off a month of unforgettable experiences. Pack your bags for the Heritage Caravan, a week-long adventure across Ghana from March the 2nd to the 9th. Discover the beauty and history of our land. Savor the flavors at the Back to Your Village Food Festival, a culinary extravaganza on March 29th and 30th. Taste the essence of Ghana. Tune in to the Heritage On Air series on 97.3 CDFM and Channel 1 TV. Feel the rhythm of our music, journey through our religious history, and indulge in indigenous Ghanaian food. Join us to celebrate our heritage this Heritage Month, where every moment is a story. Only on Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM.
Of their labors, toils of the brave, which have brought rain.
Where politics meets power, where the tough questions are asked, welcome to Face to Face. Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Sanda Amadou as he takes you face to face with the key players shaping the future of our nation.
I lost over $10 million at the trade fair.
You had a fight with the management of trade fair?
I don't have a fight with them. I just deplore the way they went about what they did.
Let's talk about the chief prosecutor of the state at the time that you were being prosecuted, Godfrey Yeboah-Dame, the Attorney General.
Yes. I think he was directed to jail us.
By who?
By the system.
Boko has been a failure for your government, though.
Can't be a failure.
You have not solved it.
No, you are not praising them, the previous government for solving Yendi, which was even a more difficult case.
It's quite obvious that from these votes, the people felt that let's just let you go.
So they were disappointed
in us.
You are essentially the worst government in the Fourth Republic.
I don't know how you are doing that. If you based on the indicators.
Yes, based on the number of people who refuse to come and vote for you.
If that is your analysis, then why not?
No filter, no boundaries, just the truth behind the headlines. Deep, bold, and unflinching. Face to Face with Umaru Sanda Amadou airs on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. only on Channel 1 TV, where politics gets real.
Looking for the latest buzz in Ghana's entertainment world? Welcome to Ghana Weekend, your ultimate destination for all things creativity and entertainment.
Stay in the loop with breaking news, exclusive interviews, and then insider stories from your favorite creatives and stars. From music, movies, fashion and art, lifestyle and culture, Ghana Weekend brings it all together. Get a daily dose of entertainment, discover new talent, and never miss out on the creativity that defines our vibrant culture.
Stay connected with us across all platforms. Follow us on Instagram with the handle Ghana Weekend, on X Ghana Weekend, on TikTok Ghana Weekend, at Ghana Weekend TV on YouTube for the latest in entertainment, travel, and everything Ghana. Don't miss out. Join the Ghana Weekend family today. Ghana Weekend, where entertainment meets creativity. Visit GhanaWeekend.com now.
It's time for the Swesco 66th anniversary celebrations and alumni homecoming. The dates: Friday 21st of March 2025 through till Sunday the 23rd of March 2025. Now on Friday, At 10 a.m. at the school complex, How I Got There. At 1:30 p.m. at the forecourt of the school complex, Alumni Interhouses Gary Soakings Experience. At 6 p.m. on campus, Candlelight Procession. At 8 p.m. at the school complex, Alumni Roll Call and Welcomes Jam with the Kwampa Band. On Saturday at 8 a.m. at the Esther Hansen Grounds, speech and prize-giving ceremony. At 1 p.m., the commissioning of the new Masters Flats. At 1:45 p.m. at the school complex, Alumni All-Year Groups Lunch. At 7 p.m. at the school complex, Alumni Dance Party with Inchin Chin Band. Then on Sunday at 9 a.m., Thanksgiving service at the Esther Hansen Grounds. It's the 66th anniversary celebrations and alumni homecoming of Swesco. Semper Cum Optimus. Always with the best.
Hello, you're welcome to What the Papers Are Saying. My name is Vivian Lokko. Thank you so much for joining us for another edition where we'll look at the big stories for the week, the different angles developed by the various media outlets, and then we also discuss some of these angles that were published by the various media houses. When we come back, I'll take you through the stories that made headlines for this week. Stay with us. Welcome back. Our first story is around the raid of the former governor of the Bank of Ghana's residence, that's Dr. Ernest Addison. How was that story captured? Let's start with citynewsroom.com. They say Ernest Addison's home raid was conducted lawfully. This is the Deputy Attorney General speaking, Srimsai. Channel 1 News, Richard Jackpot, 20 armed men raid former Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Addison's home. Let's see how myjoyonline.com captured that story. They say national security raids were carried out lawfully with proper warrants. Srimsai speaking. Another raid or another arrest that we saw this week has to do with the journalist Okatache Frifa. Let's see how that story was captured. Citynewsroom.com, Okatache Frifa Mensah released after arrest. Citynewsroom.com, National Security Operatives stole Ernest Addison's cash, wife's jewelry. This is according to the minority leader, the Honorable Alexander Fenyo Market. And finally, on this story, we'll take you back to citynewsroom.com because they have another angle to that story, which says warrants for lawful searches not to steal food and money. This is Franklin Kujo of Imani speaking. So those are some of the stories around the arrest of Ifrifa as well as the raiding of the former central bank governor's residence. Let's move away from that. Let's go to the revocation of small-scale mining licenses, of course, to do with those that were issued after December 7th. The Chronicle says all post-December 7 small-scale licenses revoked. Daily Graphic, government revokes small-scale mining licenses. Action affects permits issued after December 7. Daily Guide, government revokes small-scale mining licenses. Graphic Online says government revokes small-scale mining licenses. Action affects permits issued after December 7. And finally, on citynewsroom.com, deploying blue water guards now is premature. This is Ken Ashibe speaking there. So those are some of the stories around the revocation of the license. Let's move to the court case to do with Ahmed Swale, his murder. Let's see the latest around that. Daily Guide, Ahmed Swale murder, court remands suspect. CityNewsroom.com, GJ commends police for arrest in Ahmed Swale murder case. Channel 1 News, GJ hails police over arrest, prosecution of Ahmed Swale murder suspect. And finally, with Daily Guide, Anas wins $18 million defamation suit against Kennedy Ejapong in the United States. When we come back, I'll introduce my guests. Stay with us.
It's time for the Swesco 66th anniversary celebrations and alumni homecoming. The dates, Friday 21st of March 2025 through till Sunday the 23rd of March 2025. Now on Friday at 10 a.m. at the school complex, How I Got There. At 1:30 p.m. at the forecourt of the school complex, alumni inter-houses Gary Soaking's experience. At 6 p.m. on campus, candlelight procession. At 8 p.m. at the school complex, alumni roll call and welcomes jam with the Kwampa Band. On Saturday at 8 a.m. at the Esther Hansen grounds, speech and prize-giving ceremony. At 1 p.m. the commissioning of the new Masters Flats. At 1:45 p.m. at the school complex, alumni all-year groups lunch. At 7 p.m. at the school complex, alumni dance party with Inchin Chin Band. Then on Sunday at 9 a.m., Thanksgiving service at the Esther Hansen grounds. It's the 66th anniversary celebrations and alumni homecoming of Swesco. Semper Cum Optimus, always with the best. This March, we invite you to splash in the pool of cultural expressivity and soak yourself in the celebration of indigenous authenticity in our Heritage Month. Join us for the Heritage Month launch on Friday, February 28th as we kick off a month of unforgettable experiences. Pack your bags for the Heritage Caravan, a week-long adventure across Ghana from March the 2nd to the 9th. Discover the beauty and history of our land. Savor the flavors at the Back to Your Village Food Festival, a culinary extravaganza on March 29th and 30th. Taste the essence of Ghana. Tune in to the Heritage On Air series on 97.3 CDFM and Channel 1 TV. Feel the rhythm of our music, journey through our religious history, and indulge in indigenous Ghanaian food. Join us to celebrate our heritage this Heritage Month, where every moment is a story. Only on Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM.
Of their labors, toils of the brave, which have brought reform.
So welcome back to What the Papers Are Saying. Let me introduce my guests for today's discussion. I have in the studio Selim Adono, who is here with us at Channel 1 TV as well as City 97.3 FM. He's the host of The Big Issue as well as City Eyewitness News. Selim, welcome.
Thank you, Vivian.
And then we have Sami Biafi. Sami, you're an ex-presidential presidential correspondent. So Sami was or is still, a presidential correspondent, depending on the party in power. So Sami is our presidential correspondent, also with us here at Channel 1 TV as well as City 97.3. Sami, welcome as well.
Thank you very much, Vivian.
So, gentlemen, it's been a very interesting week. Some key developments we've seen with regards to national security, Galamsey, and some other political developments. But I think we can start with the one to do with national security, because it keeps evolving. It has to do with two gentlemen. One, the former governor of the Bank of Ghana, who we are told his house was raided and led by the Jakpa. And then also the arrest of a media personality, Okateche Efrifa Mensah, as well. This evening we are told that arrest was connected to the Galamsey investigation. So we'll go into details with that. But I'll start with you, Selom, on the law around these arrests, these searches of homes and all that. We've heard the Deputy Attorney General, who has justified what happened. We've also heard the Deputy Presidential Spokesperson also trying to justify the developments. But first of all, walk us through what the law says around this, if any. We can start with the governor first.
Well, thanks, Vivian. So I think it's a matter of searches, etc., whether some searches conducted were done in accord with law or not. So, searches are important in the investigation process. You need to conduct searches to unearth or to get certain documents or evidence you need in support of some cases. And searches are important also in the manner it is done, because you do not have to tell me necessarily that you're coming to search my house or search a place or search a box or something of mine before you come, because if you did, I would hide whatever you're looking for. So we're in this country and a search was conducted in Cecilia Dape's house, and special prosecutor said they found substantial amount of money. Later on, we got to know that huge sums of money were found in the house. Indeed, if they knew that, if the household of Cecilia Dape at the time knew that the office of the special prosecutor was coming there, they would have found a way around things. So searches are important in getting evidence like that. But searches are also interesting because they kind of, or you feel violated when such a search is conducted on you or on your home, because that's your privacy, a place of your privacy, and persons you do not know, strangers, invading the space and turning your house upside down, that kind of thing. You feel very violated. You feel your privacy is shattered. That is why it is important to do those searches with authorization. So the law doesn't take it kindly or doesn't take it lightly. You do not just go somewhere and conduct a search because you think you are strong or because you think you have the power. The ultimate power you need in that search is the authorization that is given to you by a judge or a magistrate. And the magistrate doesn't just give you the search warrant. The magistrate would have to hear you and consider a few things before giving you the search warrants. So, these are detailed in Section 88 of Act 30, the Criminal Procedure Code. So there's a process. So I can't just walk into your house and say, I am so and so person, so I'm coming to search your house. Recently, sometime last week, I read an article written by Elizabeth Ohene on what happened sometime in 1979 when Rawlings attempted the May 15 coup, and she was quite close to them at the time, and so went to Nana Konadu at home to be with her with the baby. That was Zaneto. And so when she was there, somebody knocked at the door, and this was a soldier who came and said that he was coming to search the house. So he politely asked him, she walked out and politely asked him whether she had a search warrant. And the officer asked her whether she knew what was happening. And said, yes, she knew, but having a search warrant was important. The officer looked at her and walked away and came back a few hours later with a search warrant. The point being made there is that you need that search warrant to do things. And even that was in a military regime. So if we are in a democratic era, we cannot be seen to be doing less. Fast forward. So an initial search or raid was carried out on Kenofurate's house. For whatever reason, we condemned it because, to the best of our knowledge, it was not proper, it was unlawful. Why was it unlawful? It was unlawful because we think that they did it without a warrant. So it was roundly condemned. And because they did it without a warrant, it was unlawful and it was illegal. That's how come Kenofurata can have the boldness to go to court challenge and to declare that search unlawful. That's why he's in court. All right. Now, so yesterday or so, we heard that Kenneth Ratter's house, former Governor Banhogane's house was raided. I said, wow, why this again? Haven't we learned from the past experience? So the story went on and on and on, only to hear this day or today that the search indeed was carried out with authorization. It was carried out in accord with due process. When I heard that, I came at ease. I was calmed a bit because searches are important. It is not wrong to conduct searches. You can argue about the methods, we can argue about the method, debate the methods, how it was done, etc. But once it is covered by an authorization or by a warrant, largely it takes it from the realm of illegality, of unlawfulness. The warrant covers it. However, what the warrant will not cover is to conduct or is to do things which are not covered by law or which are not covered as part of the search. So for example, you go and steal something, you go and beat up something as part of the search, or you go and do things outside of the scope of the warrant. So that's clearly it's a problem. In 2022, even the United States, the example of democracy, we saw former President Trump's home at Mar-a-Lago searched. It was raided by FBI operatives. It was searched because they said they were looking for some documents that he had carried away from the White House. He didn't have to do that. So that happened. And like it is everywhere, searches of high-profile persons will generate a lot of interest, will generate a lot of discussion. So the media in the US, CNN, etc., everybody was around, everybody was discussing it. Why will you search? Why will you do that? Why will you do that? It had to take the judge. Of course, they came out to say it was legal. They showed warrants, etc.
and all that.
But perhaps what they were giving out was not enough. The judge or the magistrate involved had to order for them to unseal more portions of the about 32-page affidavit they submitted before the warrant was given.
Before he gave them a warrant,
you know, just so they know that what they went to do was covered by law. You understand? So it is not a wrong thing to go and search houses. It is not a wrong thing to do. Once it is covered by the warrant, I am okay.
But if they had a warrant, we've seen the minority leader visit the governor, etc., they would have showed that warrant to the governor. Correct? You know, I mean, if you're coming to search my house and you have a warrant, I think the most decent thing to do is to tell me you have a warrant to search my house.
Very good point.
If that happened, really,
yes, very good point.
Have
and now we just have a one-sided story, more or less.
Yeah.
A lot of the things we are hearing are generally one-sided. That's one of my problems with the government or with the state or with the national security people. Everything we have heard has been one-sided. Nothing has been controverted, whether it is true or not. That is the narrative we are going with. So, for example, 20 armed, national security operatives stormed the house.
Of course, we don't know.
Whether they were 20, they were 5, they were 3. That is the narrative somebody has put out. And unfortunately, the state has not been able to corroborate that or to straighten that. So that's what we are going with. They said this morning we are hearing that they stole money. They stole money on the bed. They stole money on the side of the bed.
On the bed.
Etc.
The money was on the bed.
Sideways, but you put money on the bed. I mean, I don't know.
Well, maybe he was removing it for somebody.
Yes. So there are questions we will ask. There are questions we will ask, and it's for them to provide the answers to justify that. They stole jewelry, earrings, etc. It is not impossible for them to steal those things. But if they stole those things, then that's really outside of the remit. That is wrong, and that must be dealt with. That must be condemned, and it's not proper. The point I'm making is that we don't know whether they were asked of their search warrant and it was shown them, or they asked of it and they were not shown, or they were not asked at all. Ideally, once you go there, the civilized thing to do is to tell them, my name is so and so, I'm here on so and so mission, this is my authority, this is my warrant. Then you go ahead to do what you have to do. But we see a lot of things happening in this country. Of course, we must improve.
Okay. We'll come to the methods they use. Let's say they had a search warrant, but the methods around it. But let me bring in Samiri Afi on his initial thoughts also around this. Minority leader visited, came out to say quite a number of things around this raid. interesting developments. We've seen pictures of the CCTV cameras, wires all cut. Like Solomon says, one-sided. So far, the only thing government has said is one, there's a warrant. Two, it's part of gathering of information process among others.
Here we are again. When we thought the Kenoforiata zone was the last that we were going to hear, now we're hearing that a former governor of the Bank of Ghana has also had his house, raided. Is it not coincident that you have a finance minister's home raided about a month after the governor of the Bank of Ghana, two key individuals in the previous administration, big men in quote within the financial sector who control things within the previous administration? What really are these people looking for? And it is the name Jakpa that comes in again, and is it not giving the government a bad name in quotes?
But this Jakpa matter, I mean, my thoughts around it, I think he's sanctioned from the top.
He is,
I don't want to believe he's doing it alone.
Well,
or on his own evolution.
I feel he has authorization to do this thing because as director of special operations, you take orders from above, orders from a superior officer for you to undertake or carry out these things. But then again, you must also think of the public view and the public opinion, public perception, because this is a gentleman who led a first operation. The backlash was wild, and then you sanction him to go and lead another operation in a similar style. You don't think about a bad PR about it. What everybody would have thought that maybe just withdraw him for this particular operation and let another person lead. But then using the same pen doesn't mean other raids that may happen will be the same Mr. Jakpa leading it because of his role as a director of special operation. That is also one issue the government must look at. Secondly, now the minority leader visited the home of the governor of the Bank of Ghana. Whatever communication or whatever conversation that took place among the two of them, we do not know. We've only seen pictures of the two of them, I think, in a hall, having a conversation and the CCTV control room and the rest, so it's a one-sided story. And that's a problem we always have with our national security. Their inability to speak on these issues have always been, something to worry about. I've seen a story on one of the portals which says that they did not take any money from the home. Neither did they take any jewelry. They didn't quote a specific person, but then I think someone from India was just giving them a background information. It is about time the national security or the Minister of Interior, who is being given additional responsibility as National Security Minister, to publicly speak on this matter. When the first raid happened in Kenoforiata's home, there was dead silence until the majority leader admitted in Parliament that indeed such a thing happened. Are we also going to wait for Mr. Mayaga to also admit this one in Parliament, that indeed it was sanctioned, and indeed will come and apologize for this? So I feel the national security should come out immediately and speak, or anybody within the government or the government spokesperson, Felix Kwatro-Fosu, to come and really give details about it. The Deputy Attorney General has announced that it was sanctioned. Did the sanction tell them to do away or take away the CCTV camera and the other things? They just sanction them to steal from the home, as being, narrated by the minority leader.
It's true.
They just sanction for 20 armed military men to go to the home at 5 a.m., as we are told. The ones also say that, go in at this particular time and do this and carry. We are told that they took away some 4 vehicles. The research also include them carrying away the 4 vehicles, which we are told has been brought back already. But then they did, among other things, say that they should carry 4 vehicles away from the house. We should look at these things very well, because even it's traumatizing when you wake up at 5 a.m. someone knocking at your gate. You open and you see armed military personnel with guns coming to search your home when your family is present. It's a bit traumatizing. Very, very. And if care is not taken, we may have armed robbers also wading into death with the idea that they are also from national security coming to search homes. Because these politicians, people know where they stay. And if people don't like you, an area boy can organize his group of you. Now the police uniform is found anywhere and everywhere. And you can look for a sidearm anywhere, or your, how do you call it, the big gun, what do you call it? The pump action and then the rifle and whatever. Anybody come, these Galamseyers, they use this gun, they can hire to these armed robbers, invade people's home with the idea that they are from national security to come and search. So we need to look at this thing very, very carefully. And I feel that the goodwill of this government should be protected, not for it to dwindle down, because already people have high expectation about this administration. And it is the least thing for them to look on whilst these things will happen. And I'm not sure that this will be the second raid. We may expect other raids in other homes. And then the national security must come out and say that, yes, we sanctioned this raid. Vivian, we're here when we were told that a container at, is it Amasama or somewhere, loaded with dollars, you know, what has happened to it again? We've never heard anything about it. Whether the Alaji or whoever was involved has been found
or anything.
So today we don't have any information about it. You know, so I feel the communication on this matter should be well, you know, brought out to us. So at least we don't get armed robbers getting themselves involved, because it is scary. One government leaves, another government can. Will it be a continuous process? Just this evening, I've seen the national youth organizer of the NPP write something on Facebook, which should be very scary. And with your permission, I'll quote exactly what he wrote on Facebook. And this is Salam. He says that the national security has moved to the office of the president, hence cannot act thereof without clearance. Those who have allowed themselves to be used by politicians at the top, know your tenure may end in 2028. In 2028, after the results are declared, we will come after you.
Wow.
This is from the national youth organizer of the NPP.
But
so,
that's not right to say.
That is not right. But then he feels that past government officials are being targeted. This is going on, no communication from the presidency, nothing. And then if there's shift in power, they may also go after these people, which is not good for the country.
Yeah. But how do we stop this? Because I hear the narrative that when they were in power, the NPP also did the same thing, raided people's houses, and it looks like it's a back and forth. We keep seeing it. Every new dispensation, they go after this, they go after that, in the same style. I mean, may not be the same people used, but then similar circumstances.
It will always, you know, lie in the arms of the president to stop such things, because he gives the final orders. If a president steps his foot down and say no, there will be no raids. If you meet the people, invite them. Use the law, the due process, and invite these individuals. Than raiding their homes. It will take only a president who can stop this. But if you don't have a president who can stop this, Vivian, believe you me, it will continue, and it will become scary for anybody to go into public office with the fear that immediately a government leaves, my home will be raided or something else may happen. So it will take the authority of a president to stop such an activity. Because if these sanctions do not come from the president, I'm not sure any of his appointees can move in to go and attend such a raid. If you need the person, just invite the person. They will show up. They will show up. It's different. Okay. You know, I don't see the difference in this.
Salome, you disagree?
Well, I mean, it's not about invitation. It's about search. I earlier said that there's a place for search. That's what the law provides for.
That is also asked that the search include taking out the monitors, the seized monitors, and the rest.
And I said earlier that if they go beyond the remit of the warrant, and that's wrong. But in the search, you can also seize.
But how do we deal with them going overboard, which is what we
So they have to complain. So for example, we hear some money stolen or some things have been stolen.
And all that.
So make a complaint. Let them investigate. Let them go to the bottom of it. On this day, did you authorize these people to come? Who were there? They should know. All right. So there should be a way around it.
So the formal complaint goes to who? National Security or the police?
You can report to the police. The police, they have a working relationship. So we should get to the bottom of this. You report to the police. The police are well and capable of doing so. report to them, they will consult, or they will coordinate with the appropriate agencies, and they will do it. But there's a place for search. There's a place for search, and there's a place for invitation. If I have reasonable suspicion that you have some things hidden in your house or a place or somewhere that is useful for investigation for me to get to a certain conclusion, and I invite you to come to my office and come and talk, it doesn't solve it.
So you can do the search, but it should be lawfully done.
It should be lawfully done. And what I think we should be advocating is that the search one should be lawfully done, and it must not be done as a punishment necessarily. So I think it's hypocritical for the minority guys and the MPP guys to be speaking today the way they are speaking. It is not to equalize, but if you talk as if nothing like this had happened in the past, and this is the first time things are happening this way, it makes you appear disingenuous. It makes you appear hypocritical. We cannot have a conversation that this cannot continue. Yes, search, you must search, but let the search be done rightly. But to say that this is not bad, as if you've not done, people have faced worse things. Just that in their cases, maybe it wasn't this public. When the Furata matter happened, we heard what happened to Ayini. We heard what happened to John Chinapo. We heard what happened to many other people. These were also high-profile persons. You understand? So they didn't have feelings at the time. They didn't have rights at the time. All of a sudden, people have rights. What is wrong and must be condemned across the board. The discussion really must be that how do we do this thing so it's lawful, so it's decent, so it doesn't violate the people's rights so much. That is the discussion. Not to say don't do it, because you have to do it. The search you must do. I made a point about Trump's home being searched. So the search, assuming they call Trump, okay, do you have documents in your house? He will say no, because he knows the documents are not supposed to be in his house. They went there, they saw the documents. If they had called me and they said no, you ended there. No, you have to look for the documents, because you have reasonable suspicion that the things are there. Am I supporting an unlawful raid? No, I'm not supporting. I'm careful to make the point that the raid, or however we call it, the search must be lawful. We must do it decently, and we must do it in a manner that would not keep people away from serving in public offices. Serving in public office is an honor, and it's a high standard. If you serve in public office, you must behave a certain way. If you do it decently, and I know I've not done anything wrong, why not come? You can search my house and search and go. But to do it in a manner that is disrespectful of me, etc., thinking that you are doing it to punish me, that is why I have my issue.
Because I think 20 armed men cutting off CCTV, wires, stealing money. I mean, of course, if these are true and all that, it's just...
So again, that's my problem.
Why would you cut off the CCTV?
Again, that's my problem with national security or these security people. They are not talking. If I don't know why they don't talk, but if I were advising them, the thing happened in the morning, quickly put out a statement. On this day, so and so, a team of 5 people or 10 people or 50 people were with a warrant went to so and so house to search him because we are investigating so and so and so. And these were the things we found, or we found a few things which we will make public later. Then I put this out there. So now you've told us that a team of maybe 5 or 10. So if somebody comes to say 20 armed people came
with
there.
supporting evidence,
because
you can tell us it's a team of 10. The person there saw 20.
No, of course.
Whose word are we taking?
Exactly the point.
And in this case, you cut off the CCTV.
The only piece of evidence you took it away.
And I'm thinking they learned from the Korea Tower where the pictures.
Yes, exactly what I have in mind.
Don't get me wrong. I'm saying that national security, by all means, should speak. Or the state should speak by all means. They've done some speaking, but I don't think that the things they've said have addressed the things enough. So now we are told 20 people went to the place. From experience, when people are talking, they put their best foot forward. What we say is that everybody's an editor. Everybody edits their story to make the story sound good. I'm just making a general point. But if you had something from the other side, which is supposed to be official, and we have this, then now we can have 2 things to analyze. But leaving it open that way, I don't think they're doing themselves any good. They've left the narrative to be one-sided, and I don't think that is doing them any good. Continuing this way will make the goodwill they have erode quickly. They have to step up and ensure that the right things are done. We all support oral, we all support right things being done, we all support people who have done bad things to be dealt with. But let's do it in a manner that is good, that is dignifying, that is decent, that is in accord with law, so that people don't feel too violated, people don't feel as if they are being haunted. That's my point.
Okay, and a quick one. So if you are a public official, and of course and armed people come to your house, what are you supposed to?
No, so yes, I mean, find out.
This is educational.
Yeah, so find out from them why they are there. I'm not sure they should be able to talk. Always somebody leads them. Yeah. They will talk to you. You ask them if they have a warrant. They should be able to tell you whether they have a warrant or not, and then lead them to do what they will do.
If they don't have a warrant,
if you don't have a warrant, you can tell them no. You won't allow them. If they force their way and do what they have to do, Oforiatta is in court.
Oforiatta, and it's something I said I'll always ask you. Interestingly, the Oforiatta students, we didn't see Jakpa in there.
Yeah, so of course, I mean,
what does that mean?
What they say when I ask the lawyer the same question, the point they make is that the client decides who to sue. So that's what they decided to do. So we can't do much. They may decide to add him later. Okay. We don't understand it, but they have their strategy and they know what they are doing.
Okay, some of your final words. I have to take a quick break.
Well, I think we should put an end to this raid. We should find a human face in carrying out these searches in the homes of persons who have served in previous administration, because it could be you today. It could be somebody else tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I can say.
All right. So this is what the papers are saying. I'm with Solomadono as well as Samir Yafi. I am Vivian Lokko. When we come back, we'll go and look a bit around illegal mining and the latest around that. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world, Piva Drink at a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
This March, we invite you to splash in the pool of cultural expressivity and soak yourself in the celebration of indigenous authenticity in our Heritage Month. Join us for the Heritage Month launch on Friday, February 28th, as we kick off a month of unforgettable experiences. Pack your bags for the Heritage Caravan, a week-long adventure across Ghana from March the 2nd to the 9th. Discover the beauty and history of our land. Savor the flavors at the Back to Your Village Food Festival, a culinary extravaganza on March 29th and 30th. Taste the essence of Ghana. Tune in to the Heritage On Air series on 97.3 CDFM and Channel 1 TV. Feel the rhythm of our music, journey through our religious history, and indulge in indigenous Ghanaian food. Join us to celebrate our heritage this Heritage Month, where every moment is a story. Only on Channel 1 TV and 97.3 CDFM.
Of their labors, toils of the brave, which have brought results.
So you're back. You're welcome back to what the papers are saying. My name is Vivian Lokko. In the studio, I have Salama Dono as well as Samiri Afia. We're looking at the big stories for the week gone by. We discussed a raid of the former governor's house. That's former Governor Ernest Addison. Gentlemen, let's move to the revocation of small-scale licenses. The minister has spoken. He says all licenses that were issued after December 7 are now null and void. Right, so that's the first move he's made. He's also deployed blue water guards to, they're going to get some training, and then subsequently they'll also be helping with the fight against illegal mining. I'll start with the blue water one because I have quite a lot of problems around this one. I know that most of these people in the forest reserves who are doing the illegal thing are heavily armed, can be very dangerous. The military has had issues even dealing with them. I don't see how community members who haven't been trained to really man, arms and also all sorts of issues around Galamsey should be made to fight these dangerous people. I mean, that's my thoughts around that. So, Sami?
It's a non-starter for me, if you ask me, Vivian, because when the military and the police were deployed in the forest and these areas to go and fight illegal mining, we didn't win the fight. We haven't won the fight. And I'm not sure it's a fight we can win anytime soon. Even with the arms the military have or had, with the training they had, and yet we couldn't win this war. What will a blue guard do? I saw the pictures and videos of the launch, and you look at these gentlemen and ladies standing there, and not to, run them down or anything, you don't see anything they can really do as far as this Galamsey fight is concerned. So first of all, are they going to be armed? That's the first question. Secondly, if they will be armed, are they going to go through training of using arms? Thirdly, would they be given boats or speedboats to patrol the various rivers? These are the three questions.
Well, we know they are being trained by the Navy, at least to swim and all those.
I know very well that in 2021, then Minister for Lands, or 2022, Abu Jinapo, launched a similar initiative alongside with the Navy and even gave out 5 speedboats for a similar exercise. I think 2022, I remember very well. The president was supposed to go and do it, but he didn't. So Abu Jinapo, then Lands Minister, had to go and stand in for the president. A similar thing was done. How different is this from what Abu Jinapo launched in 2022? And when it comes to they working with the Navy, would the Navy give them arms to use? Because these Galamseyers are armed. And wherever they operate, because they know what they are doing is a dangerous venture, they always come protected. That's right. Are we just going to unleash these innocent men and women, husbands and wives, fathers and mothers, to go and fight these armed illegal miners? That's a question we need to ask the Lands Minister. And unfortunately, he's not been available to answer questions after this particular launch. And if I get opportunity to interview, that's the first question I'll ask the Minister. Are you going to arm these people? Because the Galamseyers, are prepared. Anytime, anywhere they go, they are prepared. Now, yesterday, when he appeared before Parliament, he said that the government has been able to reclaim 7 out of the 9 forest reserves, which were, deadly destroyed by Galamsey. Now, we need a bit more details on these 9. He said that it's a collaboration between the Forestry Commission, the military, and the police. Is it a new exercise or is a continuation of the previous exercise started by the previous administration? We also need to have that particular clarity. Just this evening, the Forestry Commission just issued a statement to make some clarification in respect of the number of excavators which have been seized from the 7, reclaimed forest. Now it says, and it is signed by the acting chief executive, I think his name is Hugh C.A. Brown or so. It says 55 excavators, 3 bulldozers, 3 pickup trucks, 4 pump action guns, 11 motorbikes, and other mining equipment. So within the last 3 months, all these equipments have been seized. To God be the glory. It means we are making headway in the fight against Galamsey. But then again, I ask, is this collaboration just starting within the last 3 months, or is a continuation of what has previously been done by the previous administration?
Do you know something we don't know?
No,
this question.
I'm just asking.
How do I feel like this question
I am a journalist
and
and I ask questions. And so I'm just asking that if that is the case, then so be it. Then it means the fight against Galamsey is heading towards somewhere. And we know that by the grace of God, we'll be able to solve this Galamsey issue, because it was one of the topical issues when this government was campaigning in the previous election, that they were going to deal with issues of Galamsey. And I hope that they will be able to fight Galamsey. And because if they do, we'll all be excited. Our water bodies will come back to their old selves, and we'll get proper water to drink.
What about the revocation of the licenses?
Good idea. Good idea, because we're told that between January 7th and December 7th, and over 100 or so licenses were given. According to the minister, they were not properly done. And so they are going to review it. If it went through the right process, they will be done.
Get it back.
I've also heard him say that they've also disbanded the community mining scheme, because it was Galamsey or small scale mining or Galamsey in disguise. And so the people in the community did not benefit from them. If it is a way to fight Galamsey and get our water bodies back, I support it 100%. I really support it 100%. Okay. All we want is a better Ghana, a better river bodies, and see how, the life in these bodies, these river bodies, will come back to life. And we're always told that these rivers were all gods and deities and the rest. Why are these gods and deities not being able to rise to fight for themselves?
No, I don't think they
we need to deploy.
Because there was one of the places we went to the eastern region, the shrine was there. They had put the gold coins there. Just by the shrine, the mining was happening.
Because growing up, we're told that these rivers were deities.
They've left.
The gods left.
They've left. Because if you
the gods cannot be crazy then.
No, the Peshi Lagoon, there's no way there's let me just hold my. But you see, when we were younger, there were even
we hear stories. We hear the myth around these things.
All those
these rivers are, river gods. Sometimes there are days you are not supposed to go there. When you go there on certain days, you will see them bathing their children.
Yeah.
Where all of them?
Now the Gen Zs
now they can't fight. They can't fight. And I'm saying now police and military fighting for them.
It means maybe they don't have power, but that's fine.
So
the river, we call it river guards.
My blue water guards. Blue water guards.
I think there are many questions and answers. I don't actually understand their remit. My understanding is that they were drawn from the communities so that they will own the fight.
That's right.
The question is how equipped would they be to face off with illegal miners who are armed? Because the military and the police themselves find it quite tough in dealing with them. So are you training them? The Navy is training them, we understand. Are they training them to arm them, or there are different aspects of the fight they are going to be manning? The details are very sketchy. So there are many answers, more answers than questions than answers. I actually will want to hear the minister, detail out his plan for this. To just say you are training 400 people, you want to train 2,000 people in all to deal with the issue about illegal mining, ensuring that our rivers are clean, etc. I don't think it's enough. Indeed, the media coalition against Galamsey have been clear on that they don't think this is what they want. The things are clear. Find a way of punishing people who have violated the law. Our Win MP, the NDC chairman or secretary at Evaluate who is alleged to be involved in Galamsey. We need decisive action. If the guys doing the Galamsey on the field are not the real guys, they are kingpins. They are people who own the excavators, people who own the machinery, who give it to them to do it and pay them by day.
So they are the people you go after. If you go after these small boys, you've not done much. Yeah. The real people are there. So just like the drug trade, you are dealing with the small guys on the ground. You go to Tudu and you go and catch somebody. No, they are not the people. They are real kingpins behind. When you deal with those, then you have been dealing with a problem. We know the people, but we do not have the political will to arrest them. So we arrest the small boys. We jail them 3 months or 10 years. We jail them, but the problem hasn't stopped. Or won't stop because the real people are still going around. We need more action, surely, from this government because it was a major issue ahead of the election. Now that they have the mandate, very good mandate they have, I expect them to put things in place now and get into action. The minister appears to be doing quite a bit. He appears to be going all over the place, but he needs to do the things that we asked him to do. Revocation of licenses, yes, it's good. But why are you revoking licenses when there are many people doing illegal mining? You get my point? Yes, you say the licenses might not have been granted well, no problem. But to some extent, they have license. Yeah. No matter how it was granted, they have license. How about the many people who do not have license? Who are the illegal miners? Yeah. These guys, I mean, you can't call them illegal miners because they have some license. If you have a problem with their license, deal with it. Yeah. But there are many people who are illegal. They do not have license. They are the people, they are destroying things. Deal with them. Let's see decisive action. You have not touched them, or you are not really touching them. People who have some license of a kind, you are revoking them. Yes, no problem if you revoke them. But if you read carefully, they'll tell you that they have the right to appeal so that they trace the process to ensure that due process was carried out. I understand a number of licenses were issued after December 7. Politicians, after all we said in the electioneering period about Galamsey and licenses, you lose election, and then now you open the floodgate, give licenses to people. So I think the point the minister is making is that normally giving licenses is a process. You have to go see the place, you have to do this, you have to do that. All of those things were not properly done according to this new minister, hence the revocation. But if you're able to prove that you went through the process, I'm sure your license will be restored. That's what they have said. We need him to do more. We need the minister and his team to do more in respect of the Galamsey. I mean, they really must do more. The pace is all over the place, making tough statements here and there, but that may not be enough. You know, you say they've reclaimed some forest reserves, all of that, great. Some LI revocation it's been sent to Parliament. Yes, but we need to see more. The way we fought it, we need to see a sustained fight. We need to see more, if you ask me.
The more I've always said that the best way to deal with this Galamsey, Vivian, is the shoot to kill system. Let's adopt this shoot to kill system, and we will end Galamsey in no time.
Yeah, that will also come with this challenge and excesses.
But these same people are killing us.
Because you may end up killing the wrong people.
These same people are also killing us.
What happens if you kill the wrong person?
Yeah, you may end up killing
anybody the wrong that finds. No, you just fly. You know, a drone or a chopper in the air.
And that's that.
In these Galamsey areas. Even I was privileged. No, even I was privileged enough to join the former military deputy. You know, to fly in a chopper to one of the forests in the western region, one of the thick forests, and from the sky you could see how devastating this particular act was, and you could see the Galamseyers, you know, working whilst the chopper was flying all over. So the military can fly these things, see them and shoot them and kill them. If you go on 1, 2, 3 operations, the next time you don't find anybody there, Galamsey will come to an end. I've always said it, the best way to deal with Galamsey is to shoot to kill.
But like Salom is saying, those people you are seeing on the fields there,
if you kill them, the kingpins will not bring in more people. The boys will be scared to come the next time. Because knowing very well when they go, they will be killed. They will be afraid to go.
When they see the gold,
they will be afraid to go.
Have you seen a hungry man who's
Vivian, do a first operation, a second operation, a third operation. There will not be a fourth operation. Trust me on this.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
Military officer. Experienced military officer. Interesting. Gentlemen, we have 2 minutes. I'll take 1 minute each from you on the Ahmed Swale murder trial. And then Anna's winning $18 million against Kennedy Japan. Before I allow you to make your point, there are questions around the jurisdiction and what it means him taking it there and how it's binding to
I don't have the full facts of the case, really. Some part of it was done in Ghana, and that's lost. But I think because of the medium used, he felt that there was the jurisdiction, I mean, it had international jurisdiction. I don't know whether it was an interview he granted there or the mode was online. I'm not seized with the facts. But, you know, I'm sure that jurisdiction matter is being scaled. Yeah. If it's the execution of the judgment, Japan, I'm sure, has properties in the US. And so you can execute the judgment there if you want to execute it. But I think it's more of a point of vindication for Anas than perhaps what physical he will get. And he has that vindication now. And so maybe he can carry on from there. But some of the things perhaps were in the US, some of the things were shown in the US. And if you've defamed me, you might have defamed me before people in the US as well, and that is defamation. Yeah. And so I think it is well within his rights to do so. He can execute it there if he wants to execute.
Okay.
I have little knowledge about this. So
let me just deal with the Ahmed Swale matter too. I mean, it's interesting. So many years we are now hearing about somebody who leaked pictures or sold pictures to somebody. The charge of murder, I don't understand. Because you're saying the guy gave the pictures to Kennedy Japan, who showed the pictures on TV, and perhaps his killers would have seen him on TV and so went after him. So the killers are the real people you are looking for, not the one who supposedly leaked the picture. But of course, these things happen. The charge may be changed or replaced. The charge may be changed. It always happens. When they sit down properly, because they have to go to court, so they hurriedly put something together, go to court to secure the remand. I'm sure when they go the next time, they will look at the charges again. It happens every day.
All right.
Well, I'm sure there's a new way for the IGP to show working. That immediately he came, we are taking someone to court on Ahmed Swale after how many years? So,
well, former Deputy Attorney General says there was never enough evidence against that gentleman. So he will look out to see how that pans about. We'll see. Anyway.
Well, that's it.
But you know, it's serious that some people kill people in front of people and we cannot find them. A whole MP died. The MP for
David died. How many years now? Over 12 to 13 years.
And I mean, that happened in 2016. Yeah. And until date, we don't have any information.
Yeah. In UK,
and that is a member of parliament.
Within 6 months, they found a murderer.
That's a member of parliament. And this journalist was just killed in broad daylight this week. I mean, and it's terrible. We would need to really sit up. This is what the security agencies must be looking at.
Yes, this is what they must be looking at.
And this is what the new IGP must also look at.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time. Happy to have you here, like always. Salam Adano, as well as Samiri Afe, both here with us at Channel 1 TV, as well as City 97.3 FM. I'm Vivian Lokko. Thank you, too, for joining. We'll see you again. Goodbye.